Well, here it is, guys. The new Borealis Sea Storm 2, Mark II, version 2, whatever you want to call it. Also, first micro brand I've handled with the new Seiko NH34 GMT movement. You can kind of see that green extra fourth hand there pointing to the GMT 20, indicating I just have them both match time. So it's 8 o'clock p.m. So it's 20 hour. Okay, so let's get into this. 40.5 millimeter case, 48.5 lug to lug, drilled lugs, fully brushed side. Really nice polished relief on the top side here. So that's a nice little break in that. I like that. 14.5 millimeter thick. That's from the case back all the way to the top of this bubble domed sapphire bezel insert. And then you have a double domed sapphire crystal as well. So it's going to hold up really well. 20 millimeter lug width, bracelet tapers down to 18. I talked to Carlos. He's the owner, or one of the owners of Borealis. I can tell it's been a while since I've handled a Sea Storm, but they changed the bracelet. It's a little bit thicker, a little more robust. The hardware on it was great. It has screw pins, and they come out and go back in really nice. They're shorter links, too, so getting your size is going to be easier. Plus, you have 4 micro adjust. Still has kind of a standard basic clasp. I was talking to Carlos, probably giving him a little bit of heck. I've been talking to Carlos for years, so like I feel like I'm at that stage of the relationship where I'm like, hey man, it's time to upgrade the clasp. But I know he makes killer watches at a killer price point, so if we do a better clasp, it's gonna raise the price. And you know, it's a balance. It's always a balance. So I think myself and you guys, we want that, but also like we could put our own aftermarket clasp on here. I don't think it would be too difficult to do. I don't know about how this part goes on. I could be wrong, but I'm sure future models of Borealis, eventually we're going to see some sort of upgrade in the clasp. I hope, if I bug them enough. If we want it enough, right? It just means we're going to have to pay for it. Okay. NH34 movement. Awesome. Nice screw down crown, 300 meter water resist, nice pop to it, tons of traction both on the bezel and on the crown. Let's zoom in so you can get a closer look at that. I love the traction on this thing. So you can wind it in the first position, the release position. The first click position out is where you're going to be able to change the GMT. So, and you can feel it. It's kind of notchy. It's actually kind of nice. It's a forward-only movement on this thing, though. Okay? And then if you go backward with the crown, you'll change the date. So I don't really want to do that because I have it set up for time right now. You have kind of pencil-style hour and minute hand, fully polished, little breaks in the middle of them, and everything should be BGW 9 lume. We'll do a lume shot at the end. 12369, love the Arabics, uninterrupted by the date, which is tucked nicely in between the 4 and 5. Works for me. Of course, you can hack the movement. If you were to pull it all the way out, you'd stop the seconds hand. But again, I just don't feel like doing it because I already have this thing set and I've been wearing it. Bezel action, 120 click. I'm not a fan of the sound of the bezel. It's fine. It's just, it's not my favorite sound for a bezel action. But 120 click, it's solid. A little bit of play in it, not much, but everything lines up. Check out the bubble on that thing, though. And it is loomed, so that's awesome, too. Nice separation from the green and the black. There are other colorways, some really fun ones. I'll put a link down below to the website. Go check it out. At the time of this video, I don't know if they're available or maybe they're sold out. It all just depends on when this video is being watched by you, right? So early October 2022 is going to be the release date. You will get the watch. This is a pre-order. You would get the watch if everything goes well, no unforeseen circumstances. You should get the watch March to April of 2023. So that's the way these pre-orders work. You can do a $250 deposit down and then pay the rest when it comes in or gets completed. Or you can pay in full at only $390. That's the pre-order price. Only $390 for this thing. So under $400 and you got yourself a really cool GMT. It's better than the GMT that Seiko put out with the SSK case or whatever. It's still a cool case and everything like that, but this one has way better specs. The other colors, there's going to be a Coke one, a Pepsi one. There's a black and white one that's really stark looking. That's pretty cool. There's even one with a orange and yellow two-tone bezel, and I think the dial might be brownish. And then, of course, the black with the green. I kind of like the black with the green. This is really speaking to me. I don't know if I mentioned, just over a 7mm screw-down crown on that thing, too. All right, let's zoom back out. Let's do the wrist shot, and then, of course, the loom shot. Here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. And if you stuck around all the way to the end of the video, I have to say there's going to be a limited edition Random Rob version of this watch. Not going to be a GMT. I'll see if I can drop in a photo at the end of the video. But there's only going to be 75 of them. And they're a little bit more money. I forget what the price point is. $450, I think, was the price point. But we had to do some things that haven't been done in the watch world. So a little bit more difficult to do. Plus, it doesn't come on bracelet. It comes with a strap. But the strap is crazy, too. I'll drop in a picture at the very end. Let me blast this thing. And then let's check the loom. And like I said, I'll try to drop a picture. It's a rendering of the limited edition one for me. So, I mean, excellent loom. You're going to get that with a lot of micro brands, and you're definitely going to get it with Borealis. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.